This time last year, I was settling into my senior year. And now, a year later, my oh my, has life changed. I have grown so much. I've become a totally different person from who I was at the beginning of my senior year. And I'm preparing to head off to college. I never really expected that life would happen so quickly, but it has. And with that, I have decided that I wanted to share some of my advice for senior year, getting through senior year and making it the best that it possibly can. And so that is what I'm here to tell you guys today. I have 5 tips for senior year and how to make it the best year of high school and just how to successfully complete your senior year and in the best way possible. So the first thing that I want to share with you guys is just to breathe it all in. This year is mostly dedicated to you. A lot of high schools focus a lot of things on their seniors. There's senior nights at athletic events and senior breakfasts and of course graduation. And not every school does the same things, but at my school those are some pretty important things. But for me, I just want to encourage you so much to breathe every single one of those moments in. Go to those moments, spend time with your friends there, and just let them celebrate you. This is about you. This year is your year. This is the last year that you're going to roam the halls, and it's I can't even explain enough that one day it's going to be you putting your school supplies in your locker or grabbing a book to go to class, and then the next thing you know, you're shutting your locker for the last time. And you don't think that it's going to be a big deal. And for me, it wasn't even a big deal until just recently. But it flies by so quickly, and life only gets faster as you go, and this year is going to be the fastest year of your life, and there's going to be times when you feel like you don't have time to do the things that you want. So that's why it is so important to just breathe in every moment that you can this year. Make memories, go do things with your friends, join clubs, participate in sports, go to sporting events, just do everything that you can to really soak this year up and make it a great last year. The second thing is pretty self-explanatory, and that is do your work and do it well. For most everybody, this is going to be the last opportunity to show off your skills and work ethics to colleges, vocational schools, or even just your employer that you're going to go work with, as soon as you graduate. And it is so important to do your work and do it well. So just do it. The third one is it sounds funny, but it is so true. I can't even explain how true it is. It's just something that you have to experience for yourself, and that is senioritis will get you. It will attack you like everybody else. Every senior will go through this. By Thanksgiving break, you will have had your first bout of senioritis. That is for sure. And it will be hard to overcome first semester, but nearly impossible in the spring semester. It is doable, and you can live through senioritis. So many people have done it before, made it through senioritis, but I think it is so important to accept that it's just kind of part of being a senior, and your teachers know that. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily acceptable to slack off, but it is something that everybody is aware of. So I think what's important to remember is that when senioritis hits you, you need to prioritize. Remember that you have to get your work done, and it is super important to get it done and get it done well, but there are some things that you can slack off on. I, for instance, put my hair in a ponytail every day. I wore hoodies until May. I didn't even care how hot it was outside. I wore sweatpants and leggings. I just gave up on my appearance. I really didn't care. I wanted to be in and out of that school every day. And of course I had sports practice afterwards, so I couldn't really just run away at the end of the day. But senioritis will get you, and it's just important that you learn to prioritize and get the important stuff done first so that you don't end up harming yourself in the end. The fourth thing that I want to share is I just want you to remember that this is the last year of all of the life that you've ever known. Things are going to change dramatically after you graduate from high school, and it's not going to happen immediately because it generally doesn't kick in until August unless you're going straight into the workforce. But everything that we have ever known, everything that you have ever known is school. And for years everybody complains, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to, I'm so ready to graduate. But as soon as you do, you realize that you don't know anything else. All that you know is how to be a student, how to go to high school or middle school or elementary school when we were so much younger. But everything that you know is going to change. You can think that you're ready and then get out there and realize you're not quite ready yet. And that's just part of life. But with that comes knowing that this is the last time for so many things. Your grades are important, and your club involvement is important, and your friendships and the people that you're friends with are important. But after this, it doesn't really matter anymore. Things change, and people don't actually care about who you were in high school or what you did when you were a senior. Nobody cares after you get through it. It's just kind of a moment that it's here and it's great while it happens, but as soon as it's over, it's over. It doesn't really carry over for the rest of the world. It still is important to you, and it still matters to your heart and to your memories and your future. But to everybody else on the outside world, they don't care that you were a senior in high school, and they don't care that you just graduated high school. Everybody does it. So many people graduate from high school on a yearly basis. It seems so special to us, and it is, and I don't want to take away from that, but at the same time, the outside world, it's not special to them. So the things that you did in high school, for the most part, no longer matter. And that can be something that kind of sucks. You're like, well, I did something really cool, but nobody cares. That sucks. But at the same time, too, it's a new start. It's a new beginning where you can say, this is who I was in high school, but that's not who I want to be now. And you can recreate the person that you are for the future. And it doesn't have to be this big change, but it can be if that's what you want. So certainly remember that this is the last year for a lot of things, good and bad. That one really, it just swings both ways, and it's just super important to accept both directions as they come. The last one is just make good choices. Parties, relationships, junk food. There are so many options, in high school. So many opportunities to do things, whether your parents know about it or not. There are so many opportunities, and especially as you get into senior year, and especially as you turn from 17 to 18, a lot of freedoms open up to you. I know, in the United States, you can buy cigarettes, you can buy lottery tickets, so many things. You can vote. That's a big thing, too. So many things change when you go from 17 to 18, and that normally happens during senior year. And I think a lot of people get a little bit of taste of freedom from their parents. They try to let go a little bit, and one of the most important things that I learned this year is that if you cannot handle making responsible decisions with the tiny bit of freedom that you have now, you are going to be in so much trouble as soon as you step onto campus or into your new workplace or onto vocational school, wherever you're going. You're going to be in trouble, because if you can't say no to bad choices now, if you don't have enough self-control and enough vision for your future to step back and say, I need to make a different choice, then you're in trouble. And it's not to say that you can't, change your ways. And I'm not saying that you're even doing really bad things. It can be something as little as saying yes to junk food all the time, But it's important to know that if you can't handle yourself now, you're not going to learn to handle yourself as soon as you walk into the world of freedom. It doesn't work that way. So now is the time, right now, in this year, to learn how to control yourself and to make good choices. And you should be working on that for your entire life coming up, and your parents have hopefully molded you to making good choices. But it is so true that if you can't say no now, you're not going to learn when you get into the next chapter. So making those good choices is more than just staying pure or preventing yourself from getting arrested or just gaining weight. It is so much more than just a list of rules and why you shouldn't do things. It's about your future and the life that you make and the world that you could possibly change. And if you can't say no now, and if you can't make those good choices now, what makes you think that you can make those choices next year? So many people say, I'm young, it's my time, I get to do whatever I want because no consequences. As soon as you leave senior year, those consequences more than apply. Your mom and dad cannot shield you any longer from the consequences of your actions, and you can no longer just be suspended from school. We're talking about major, major consequences sometimes. So as you go about senior year, I hope that you'll keep those things in mind, not only making good choices, but everything else that I've said. And I hope that this video has helped you in some way. And if you want to talk to me about anything, if you have questions about senior year or what happens after senior year, I'm not yet in college. I haven't quite made it there. I leave in like 9 days, but I would so love to talk to you and hear from you for time to come. So yes, feel free to talk to me, get a hold of me. You know, I want to talk to you guys and I want to help you out as best as I can. And if you have any other tips, if you've already graduated, or if you're watching this and you know you already have tips, leave them in the comments. Feel free. Share this video with somebody who might need it. And make good choices, love other people, be yourself, and just go enjoy your senior year.